How's it going, everybody? Your seventh favorite lawyer here, Tommy Badeaux. Still discussing this NOLA rec trial. Still getting over on my last video and the code language and the fact that I can't talk about big bull reds or little trout anymore without showing up on a watch list somewhere. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to live the rest of my life in this summer. But we got some new testimony that happened earlier this week. And I'm not going to talk about the lawyers much anymore except for their role. But we're talking about the key players in this whole thing. I'm talking about the people that were in the shit, that were making the sausage, the slammers and the runners. And so who we got? We got Damien LeBeau, the OG runner who was accused of working with Giles and the King firm. You have Roderick Hickman, who was his homeboy, one of the other OGs, accused runner, who also pled guilty in this scheme. Then you have Cornelius Garrison, star guy here, key slammer. He's the guy who, noted slammer, he was actually going to cooperate with the federal government during this investigation, but he's also the guy who got murdered. Also in here, Ryan Harris. He's a slammer connected to Garrison's death. There's another little guy in here called Leon Parker. We'll get to him later. But why are we talking about these guys? Because I'm going to post the timeline exactly somewhere over here. But what happens? Damien LeBeau, Roderick Hickman. They were the OGs, started getting in wrecks and all this way back when, 2011. At some point or another, Cornelius Garrison, in between 2015, 2020, he starts getting involved. Who brings them in? Cornelius Garrison and Ryan Harris. They were working together. They were getting into staged wrecks for these lawyers and these firms. At some point, believed in 2017, they were teeth for tight. They were homeboys, but Garrison and Harris get beef and they split. Harris keeps staging and keeps doing his slamming duties, but they're no longer slammer bros. Harris brings in his boy, Leon Parker, and they start staging wrecks for some of these lawyers through the years probably 2015 to 2020. At some point in 2018, when this stuff starts unraveling and the feds get involved, Cornelius Garrison gets wind of it. He understands the shit is about to hit the fan. He becomes a rat. I'm going to cooperate with federal agents. I'm going to be a witness. I'm going to tell you everything I know. So that starts to happen. I believe at some point in 2020, he finally gets indicted while Harris and Parker are still staging wrecks for some of these lawyers. Garrison starts to cooperate with the feds. I believe he's actually indicted at some point. Okay, so he gets subpoenaed to get deposed for a deposition early January 2020. He's getting deposed. Then what happens? In September 2020, so September 18th, he's actually charged with a conspiracy to commit mail fraud, which is the term for all of this. 4 days later, after he's indicted, I guess he's going to go cooperate and sing like a bird, like Keating did. Then Harris and Parker allegedly take him out. So Garrison was going to become the key witness. He was going to squeal like a pig, unload everything, but Harris and Parker allegedly wipe him off the face of the earth. He's no longer there. So now you have the whole murder for hire scheme that's intertwined in this. That trial is going to be later in August, but you have the whole alleged some of these lawyers had a hand in taking this witness out because he wasn't cooperating. There's also some talk of some of the lawyers even tried to get him to take a vacation to a foreign land and never come back. Not kill him, just like, hey, get out. So there's also some like witness tampering stuff in there, but that's all key because he was supposed to be the key witness in this whole thing. And it makes me wonder, is that why Keating is now the star witness? Because he saw what happened to his former boy, and he's like, you know what? Before it happens to me, I better kind of unload what's going on. So that murder happens in 2020. All this stuff kind of still unravels. And so why am I talking about this? Why are we talking about Garrison if his trial's not really, the focus isn't on him until August? Well, because his old lawyer was the person who testified on Monday. So the federal public defender, Claude Kelly, took the stand and he had some choice words about how his client Garrison described the players in this. Something along the lines of, oh, you don't mess with him. He's not the kind of guy to play. Talking about a couple of these lawyers who are accused of it. So what Claude Kelly says is essentially, he said Cornelius Garrison informed him that the model law firm knew about these stage wrecks. He also said that her fiance is playing a role in the killing and that he was scared of, he knew that he was in imminent danger. So We have his old lawyer kind of, you could reveal attorney-client privilege if it pertains to a crime and something like this, but you basically have him saying that Garrison was going to kind of reiterate some of the things that Keating was saying, but he was the guy in the middle of it doing it all. So some pretty powerful testimony. Also getting on the stand, and I'll do a separate video on this, was the civil defense lawyer who kind of started noticing claims, started noticing these patterns with these cases. Still paid out the claims though, so great job, insurance defense attorneys. But she also took the stand, and we'll talk more about her in the next video and kind of go over some of the new witness testimony. So here you go. You're getting your murder for hire scheme. You're getting your nice criminal cliffhanging drama. But things are starting to heat up during the trial. I'll get you another video coming soon with some more updates. But just remember, if you are in a real car wreck, you know what to do. Better call Badeaux. Stay tuned for more. Follow me on all socials.